Hello everybody, Hassan here. I'm an engineer, I have an MBA, and I am ultimately an investor. And the mission of this channel is to democratize information for free so that we can all have the same levels of opportunities in this competitive space. So guys, one of the companies in gene editing, CRISPR Therapeutics, that we have been covering in this channel, they have released earning reports today around 5 p.m. Eastern. They released their earnings report. What are earnings report? Every 4 months, basically 4 times a year, public companies, they release their quarterly earning report where they basically have to disclose their balance sheet, their income statement, and basically give some sort of updated details to where their business stands. And in this case, CRISPR Therapeutics, they had to disclose information as to how much cash they have on hand, how are their programs going, what's the latest updates. We'll take a look at this in this video. Before we do that, guys, please like this video, subscribe. Really does help the channel. And if you want our videos to get to you faster, all you have to do is just hit that notification bell beside the subscription button. So guys, please do that. Really helps this channel. And you guys remember, the mission of this channel is just to raise awareness of not just genomics, but gene editing and other technologies that will disrupt the upcoming years. So guys, let me just reduce my face here so that we can all see the earnings report together. So let's put something like this. Okay, so this was in their press release in CRISPR Therapeutics website. This was published today, 27 April. And basically, if you guys really want a high level details to what this release is about, it's basically just recapping every single news, every single press release that they released in the previous weeks and months. So for example, here they talk about the priority designation that they got from the EMA for their CTX001 beta thalassemia. In the past, they had it for sickle cell disease in CTX001 from EMA, but now they also have it for beta thalassemia. What does granted priority designation mean? Basically, it just means that you have less cost, you have priority over other companies to treat those particular diseases in a particular region. In that case, EMA regions, whatever that is, right? They also mention here that there's more than 30 patients that have been dosed with CTX001. Completion of enrollment of both trials is expected in 2021. So don't forget, CTX001 has two trials, guys. One trial that addresses beta thalassemia, and the other trial addresses sickle cell diseases. And basically, they're expecting that by 2021, end of 2021, they will complete the enrollment of both trials, and we're talking about more than 30 patients. And they're also giving a really brief update on the other CAR T programs, which are CTX110, CTX120, and CTX130. We saw in a previous video their update. This was about 2 weeks ago. They basically gave an update on a Saturday, it was, on their CTX130. So they found basically a new way to sort of improve their data and basically have better results, and they're immediately implementing that change in their CTX130. You can see more information about this in our previous video, guys. Just look it up. I think I called it like CRISPR Therapeutics updates for CTX130. Okay, and here the CEO, Dr. Sam, says we continue to make progress. Okay, our programs and clinical front. Disclose data on multiple programs 2021. Our revised agreement with Vertex CTO0 streamlines operation and allow us to further invest in innovation to build upon the remarkable result we have seen with the program thus far. In addition, we are continuing to execute our earlier stage pipeline, looking forward to bringing our regenerative medicine and our in vivo programs to the clinic. So we talked about how Vertex and CRISPR Therapeutics just earlier not so long ago, they released a revised agreement, right? Where Vertex basically now owns 60% of the future sale for CTX001, and CRISPR Therapeutics will now own 40%. So that's a difference of 10%. Previously it was 50-50. However, Vertex are pretty much giving $900 million upfront to CRISPR Therapeutics and a potential additional $200 million if the FDA approves CTI-001. So we're looking at $1.1 billion from Vertex to CRISPR Therapeutics. This is big, guys. This is really, really good. These types of companies, such as CRISPR Therapeutics, in an industry where it's very R&D focused. When we talk about R&D focus, guys, the first thing that should come in your mind is expenses, R&D expenses. It costs money to have scientists. It costs a lot of money to have R&D programs. We're looking at burning money. However, the idea behind these types of company is that you have a growth and a fast growth short term, so that long term you can really benefit from these types of expenses that you went on to implement in your companies. For example, CRISPR Therapeutics, they're burning money, they're spending a lot of money in their programs and in all their programs in their pipeline. However, this is in the hope that the FDA approves CTX001, and then hopefully CTX110, CTX120, CTX130, and other programs, so that they can, go mass market, go commercial, make a lot of revenues from those sales, and then obviously, you know, obviously have a business value in terms of making sales in a drug that they basically spend years and years and a lot of resources really preparing for that moment, which we do expect will happen. We expect by 2022 we are going mass market with CTX001. We've said that in the past in previous videos. Okay, so they're basically just repeating the information. This is for CTX001, everything we just mentioned. They're talking about CTX110, CTX120, and CTX130 over here. They're talking about the CAR T cell function. They're talking about CD70 knockout, which they released a nice presentation that we covered, their e-poster they call it, that it shows improved property, including potency and persistence over CAR T cells, where CD70 gene remain intact. So really, guys, they're talking about a new way of improving their results. So again, this is really R&D focused, guys. I think as an investor, it's important to know some of the details. But if you're not really in that space, some of these terms may go way over your head, and that's completely fine, guys. As long as you know this company is always looking ways to improve their data, improve the way of doing things. We saw how another company like Intellia, they really pivoted and implemented the base editing technology, which only Beam Therapeutics previously done, as far as I know. So we know Intellia is doing it. So now the big question remains: will CRISPR Therapeutics implement such program in their pipeline? We know they're doing in vivo, but will they pivot to Beam to base editing? We'll see. We'll see about that. And guys, last point on this, and then we'll go straight in the balanced cash position. Their type 1 diabetes, guys, they're looking into initiate phase 1, phase 2 trial with the partnership with ViaCyte with type 1 diabetes. So this is really big, guys. This is, I'm sure all of you know at least one person that has diabetes. Usually we're talking about type 2 diabetes in those cases. But guys, type 1 diabetes, if you knock that out, if you get a drug for type 1 diabetes, it will potentially allow this company to get the momentum to hit type 2 diabetes and then eventually address a bigger market. So this is really bullish signs, guys. They're going to initiate phase 1, phase 2 trials this year, 2021. Guys, don't forget, we're almost in May now, right? We're almost in the 5th month of the year. We're almost half point of the year. So things are going to be moving very fast. So you got to look out for these types of news. Okay, so you know what, guys? Let's talk about the cash position. So this company now owns, as of today, as of March 31st, they now own $1.8 billion in cash and cash equivalents, right? This is very significant, guys. Literally, if things go south, if things go worst case scenario, this company for the next 2 to 3 years, they could literally just burn cash through their R&D expenses that we've referenced earlier. They can literally burn cash and not run out of money. And this is without any sort of potential revenue, any sort of revised agreement, any sort of raising cash through the public markets. This is just spending cash for the next 2 to 3 years, guys. This is very interesting. Usually these types of companies that are very R&D focused, their biggest challenge is having little to no cash to spend, right? For more expenses and so on. So this company really has a green light. They want to improve innovation. They want to spend more on R&D expenses, on headcount, and really improve those efficiencies in the company to really fast forward those other programs in the pipeline, right? We talk about CAR-T, we talk about type 1 diabetes program, we talk about the other undisclosed programs that they also have in their pipeline. So this is going to cost money, guys. CTX001 is on its way to get approved by 2022, but you got to think about the other programs. You got to think about the commercial aspect of things. This is going to take a lot of resource out of this company. So it's really good news that they have this much in the bank right now. And you see here a last note on this, the R&D expenses from this quarter compared to 2020 quarter, so last year's quarter, they basically increased from 90 million and last year was 54 million. This is what you want to see, guys. Over a year, this company is investing in R&D. R&D is very focused, guys. Usually, you see here their G&A expenses, they went from 24.5 million first quarter this year, and last year was about 20 million. Yes, it's a growth, but it's a very small growth, guys. However, R&D expenses went up. That's what you want to see in these types of company. You want to see the leadership taking bold action to really double down on R&D, to really improve and their, not just their headcount, but also their talent pool. And we know that talent is restricted, especially in this field, guys. Very competitive. You have many companies in this space, and the talent pool is restricted. So you want to get the best of the best. That's going to cost some money, guys. That's going to cost a lot of expenses. So that's very interesting, guys. Okay, and that's about it, guys. So I highly advise you guys to look into this, guys. I highly advise you to really look forward for these types of results. It gives you a perspective to where this company is. Sometimes you get some hidden gems. In this case, you didn't really get that much. A lot of it was covered through press releases. Like every single week, they give a press release, or two, just to talk about revised agreements, CTX 130, updates in their program. So as long as you cover these types of press releases, by quarter release earning reports, it shouldn't be a big surprise. The only thing I'm just disappointed is I thought that we were going to get something different this press release. I really thought we would get some sort of mention of base editing, or maybe some sort of data release, but I guess it didn't happen. It is what it is, guys. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt to see where they are with the data. So far, everything's looking good, guys. We strongly believe by 2022, this company is going mass market with Vertex. They're going commercial with CTX001, and we are curing diseases such as beta thalassemia and sickle cell disease for the first time in history with gene editing. So we'll leave it off like this, guys. I'm going to end this video like this. Please, guys, subscribe. Please like this video if you liked it. Share it with your friends and family and other investors if you really enjoyed it. Leave a comment there if there's anything you found interesting in this press release. And also, I find it very weird, guys, that they didn't really have a transcript of the earnings call or even a link, or no one really knew when their earnings report was. It was like estimated to be today, or some said it was yesterday, some said it was tomorrow. So just feel a little bit unprofessional, guys. So let me know if you think that's normal in the comments below, but we'll leave the video like this. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see each other in the next video. Thank you very much. Have a good day.